11:01 Valtteri Bottas has made clear that he will not settle for being a number 2 to Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes moving forward, as he eyes a stronger, more consistent second season with the team in 2018. Bottas made a competitive start to life at Mercedes, claiming his first pole position in Bahrain, and first victory in Russia, ending the opening half of the season as Formula One's informed driver. However, since the summer break, he has often lacked pace compared to teammate Hamilton, who found another level to secure a fourth world title with 2 rounds remaining. Bottas, having admitted to going through the most difficult time of his career so far, returned to the podium in Mexico, and feels he needs to have more faith in his abilities. In a few occasions, not as many as I would have wanted, I managed to be ahead of him, Bottas told Sky Sports, looking back on his first season alongside Hamilton. Even though he is a really good driver and very consistent, I also need to believe in myself. I can't put myself in a place of number 2, otherwise I would rather stay at home. Bottas reckons the relationships he has steadily built up within Mercedes, and the lessons he has learned, will help him display his full potential next season. "This year I have learned massively," he commented. "Starting next year, with the people I know, it's going to be quite different, and I just need to go for it and learn from all the hard times this year." Bottas moved to within 15 points of Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel with his second-place finish in Mexico City, as he pushes to steal the runner-up spot in the standings. Latest news: 18:05 F1 18:03 F1 18:01 Oliver Turvey, McLaren's test and development driver, talks about his simulator role and how the world's fastest gamer. F1 17:18 All drivers are on the brink of an engine-related penalty with 2 rounds remaining, if they have not received one already. F1 15:42 Formula Renault Eurocup champion Sasha Fenestre says he will move into either Formula 3 or GP3 next season, after joining the FR 2.0 15-12 Force India would surprise rivals if Formula One introduces a budget cap in the future, given its current level of performance. F1 15:02 Go on a virtual on-board lap at the Autodromo José Carlos Paes, venue for the Brazilian Grand Prix, with Red Bull driver Max. F1 14:19 Tech3 has confirmed that Jonas Folger has been diagnosed with a strain of Gilbert syndrome, a genetic disorder which results. Motor 1400 Felipe Massa says he expects to compete elsewhere in 2018, after announcing his decision to retire from Formula One at the end of F1 12:57 Red Bull's team physiotherapist, John Hammond, talks fitness, food and physiotherapy in the high-tech, fast-moving world of F1 11:15 MotoGP governing body, the FIM, has confirmed the 24 by-country list for the 2018 championship. While the identities of the Moto 11:01 Valtteri Bottas has made clear that he will not settle for being a number 2 to Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes moving forward, as F1 0959 Ducati will field a third bike for tester Michel Pirot at this weekend's MotoGP finale at Valencia's Ricardo Turmo circuit. MotoGP 802 Aprilia will run a special paint scheme for this weekend's MotoGP season finale at Valencia, in support of AIDS charity Red. MotoGP 0554 Ferrari looks ahead to this weekend's Brazilian Grand Prix, the penultimate round of the season, and analyzes the key challenges. F1 1613 Jorge Lorenzo has emphasized that he still has substantial improvements to make with Ducati, as he prepares to cap his first MotoGP 1451. Get to know more about Zak Brown, McLaren Technology Group's executive director, in this video interview produced by the F1 1416. The FIA has confirmed that Interlagos has undertaken work to improve drainage at the circuit, ahead of this weekend's Brazilian F1 1325. Fernando Alonso says McLaren Honda is approaching this weekend's Brazilian Grand Prix with a bit more expectation after F1 1208. McLaren looks ahead to the finale of its World's Fastest Gamer process, as 12 of the best gamers get set to battle it out for F1 1130. Formula One is set to conduct live demonstration events in 4 major cities in France, the United States, Brazil and China next. F1 1102 GPUpdate.net readers believe that Williams should recruit Robert Kubica to partner Lance Stroll in Formula One next season. In the F1 1038 Avantia riders Hector Barbera and Loris Baz say they are expecting an emotional weekend at the Valencian Grand Prix, as the MotoGP 1008 join Prema Racing's Antonio Fuoco as the Formula 2 driver spends a day with his team, and explains his routine, which includes F20934. Mercedes chief Toto Wolff says the outfit will not relent across the rest of 2017, despite wrapping up both titles, explaining F10900 Sauber has confirmed that Pascal Wehrlein will step aside for Charles Leclerc's fourth and final FP1 run at this weekend's F10732 Formula One moves on to Interlagos and the Autodromo José Carlos Pace for the penultimate round of the 2017 campaign. F10532 Max Verstappen reflects on his stunning recovery from 14th to 3rd in wet conditions at last year's Brazilian Grand Prix. And F11634 find out what's new for the 4th season of the electric Formula E Championship, with new drivers, new circuits and new FA 1540 Mercedes-Benz GP3 Series champion George Russell will conduct Formula One practice runs with Force India at the Brazilian and F11517 F11512 Red Bull came very close to signing Fernando Alonso, with a 2-year contract for 2009 and 2010 turned down. Team boss F11255 Marc Marquez says he will keep the same mentality and working method for this weekend's Moto finale in Valencia, as he, Moto 1152 officials at Hockenheim are certain Formula One chiefs will ensure there is a support event package for next year's German Grand F1 a title challenge scuppered by a typhoon and another weekend hampered by engine problems. It has been quite the spell for F1 1002 experienced the raw emotion of the moment Lewis Hamilton crossed the finish line at the Mexican Grand Prix to become a 4-time F10951 Force India boss Vijay Mallya says the team will take more risks over the final 2 rounds of the campaign, after securing F10812 Haas team boss Gunther Steiner has backed Formula One's 2021 power unit proposals, describing the initial blueprint as a good F10622 Michael Collier, head of human performance at McLaren Applied Technologies, explains how the human performance of the world's F11622 Formula E presents a compilation video of drivers' best burns from seasons 1 to 3, featuring an array of in-car and FA